What's going on, guys? Stock Jock here, up $484 on the day. It was another day where I started red, pretty heavily red actually, and a pure news play turned me green, and I'm very thankful for that. If anything, this is another video to show you why you need to have a news feed. I mean, literally, Benzinga is something like, I don't know what the price is now, maybe 50 bucks a month, maybe 60 bucks a month. That's $2 a day. And it gives you the ability to get in these stocks before they run. I mean, sometimes it's seconds before they run, but nonetheless, I'll show you. I made $1,000 today off of one trade. Now, obviously, I'm at 484 right now, so you'll see how I was red, and that extra thousand got me green. But we'll just go over the trades real quick. ETRM. So there was nothing on the scanners. There was nothing really with news that I was watching out of the gate. So when that happens, I usually start watching former runners that maybe have been running the past couple days. In this case, it was ETRM and GLBS. Kind of had them over here, just kind of watching them. ETRM dropped out of the open, and then it popped back up. And I was kind of hoping to see maybe a red to green move, breaking this level here, the 744 level. I think was the high. So as we were coming back up, um, yeah, 744 is right there. As we were coming back up, I went long right in here I took 3,000 shares at 732 basically. And this was one I really, really thought had some really good potential. I mean, you look at the daily and it's got some range, especially, past 2 days it's gotten to 10 bucks each day. And the market was green today, so that's kind of helping pull stocks up. So I was thinking, all right, maybe we just get a red to green move here, and then we'll just start moving on up. And I really do think that if we would have went high of day here, then other traders would have seen it on their scanners, and they would be like, oh, geez, Ethereum's moving again. I got to get in, and then we would have seen the rush. But it just couldn't get there. Not enough people were watching it, and couldn't push it over that level. But anyway, took 30,000 shares. It started to stall out, kept on hitting 738, dropping back down, hitting, dropping back down. And I wasn't comfortable with the volume that was not coming in. So I sold 1,000 shares, basically all 3,000 shares at a 4 cent win, somewhere in there. I think I was up 80, $90 at that point. And I really was watching. I really wanted that to go. So I kept trying to buy for this break, and I bought back in 940 back here, uh, as we're going. I think candle over candle is what I was trying to play, somewhere in 940. Yeah, candle over candle, thinking that would be it. We get the pop up, come back down, a higher low, pop back up, and I was thinking this is okay. This is the move, and it just didn't happen. Um, I got in at 735, 3,000 shares, and I held way longer than I wanted to. Then I saw this volume dump come in, and the price dropped on me pretty quick, so I sold uh, at 711, 3,000 shares. Basically a 23-cent loss on 3,000 shares. Yeah, that turned me red really quick. I think it was down 600 bucks at this time. By the same token, while this was all going on, GNVC, this one had news out. It was halted before the market opened. This one had news out that they were being bought out for $7 a share. Well, it opened up like at 614, and I was like, that's not $7 a share. So I immediately came over here. It only allowed me to buy 1,000 shares at the time, because I was extended in ETRM. So I was only able to get 1,000 shares, and as soon as I did, I got in at 635 right here as soon as it opened, and um, it went to 650 for the break. 650. That's kind of what I was going for, and I sold in through there, and then it kind of just went kind of crazy. It went over the buyout price, um, and then it started to come back down. And I'll play it later, and you'll see it. You'll see that I played it later, and this isn't a pure cash purchase of the stock. So, if you're a shareholder today, you're not going to get $7 a share. That's why the price is, sitting at 640. You're actually getting shares of the company that's buying them. And at the moment that the press release came out, it was the equivalent of $7 a share of GNVC. So that's why you don't see the price up near $7 right now, because as the stock goes up and down that's buying them, so will this stock go. So anyway, that's why you don't see it up at $7 right now. So anyway, I was going for, and those are the details I did not know when I originally bought GNVC. I just saw that the price was below 7 considerably. I bought in, and it wasn't rushing towards 7 very quickly. Well, at least when I got in, uh, like you would think. So I just took the quick win, $200. Uh, I was happy with it. Yes, I missed this run. That would have been nice to get it up here, but whatever. So ETRM, after it kind of rejected the move that I was looking for earlier, and I lost money on this. I wanted to play for the break of $7. Um, it dropped down, and you did not see any bounce. It just flatlined through here. So it's a short sale restricted stock, and I didn't know that when I was trying to short this. But it was hovering around $7, and I just wanted to play for the break of 7. So I went short 2,000 shares. I tried to go short 2,000 shares at 701, and when it's short seller restricted, you can't just sell your shares on the bid immediately. They actually have to sit at least 1 cent above the bid and sit there, and someone has to buy those shares that you're selling. Um, so it was sitting at 701. I literally got 9 shares. And once I got 9 shares, it broke 7 and boo, dropped 40 cents, in 5 minutes. But once I got 9 shares, I was like, screw this. It dropped, um, and I covered my 9 shares for no doubt a loss, because the commissions aren't going to, 10 cents on 9 shares. What is that, 90 cents? So you're not going to make any money on that kind of share size. So the trade idea was perfect. You see that drop there, but couldn't get filled. BGI was a chat room play. I didn't play it with them early on in the morning when they made this run, but they were looking for a 5-minute setup, I believe it was. Um, let's see, 10:14. Let's see if we can find it. Let's move back here. Okay, so this would have been a nice little play on the 5-minute, but uh, we ended up playing this break, and I got in the 3,000 shares. So did the chat room in the anticipation. Actually, no, the chat room did not get in. They were talking about it, but they did not get in. So, but I did get in. 187, quick pop up. It went to 195, but I didn't catch that. It was just moving too slow. I really thought that as soon as we broke 189, it would go faster, but it just stalled kind of in this level. So I got out for a 1 penny win, $30, whatever. So GNVC, after that initial pop, all the way to 714, it kind of faded down, and I'm like, that's kind of weird. And the only reason why I was thinking at the time is maybe it's just fading down because the market makers are holding it down, and you know people just want to cash in now. They don't care about the extra 40, 50 cents that they could get later on. So I went long here, and then as soon as I went long, I did the research to find out what the terms of the deal was, and there's no cash involved. It's just you get shares of the other company. Well, that's not very enticing to a shareholder, and a lot of people just want cash. Um, so when I saw that, I got out basically break even. So ETRM, this was my saving grace today. Uh, News comes out, and I'm just sitting here waiting. I'm down on the day so far. I think at this point I'm down $445. And news hits on Benzinga. Link down in the description below for a subscription to Benzinga. If you use the coupon code StockJock at checkout, you get 30% off whatever subscription you want. So try it out for a month. Use the coupon code, save yourself some money. Anyway, This one trade made me $1,000 today on 2,000 shares. It's hardly any shares, right? Nothing big. So news comes out that some um, hedge fund, I think it was, I can't remember, reports a or capital investor reported a 9% stake in the company. Well, that little bit of news, all this thing needed to break through some levels, break high a day, and then start hitting the scanners. I don't know where ETRM is down here. Maybe you can see it. Can we find it? What's the chances that we find it? And just there it is. Boom. You know. So anyway, that little news, 9% stake. Uh, it was like 300,000 shares they own now, or 350,000 shares they own. As soon as I heard 13G filed, I came over here immediately because usually with 13G filings, the stock is going to get a little bit of a bump because people are like, oh, some bigwig is buying this stock. I'm going to go buy it right now. And usually 13Gs will give a stock a bump, especially if it's a stock that has been running recently, like ETRM, or if there was a 13G on GLBS, I would expect the same thing. So as soon as I heard ETRM 13G, I literally clicked this right here. I was watching something else. I heard ETRM, I clicked it over here. Everything came up, and I just hit buy. Hit buy. I had 2,000 shares all queued up. I hit buy at the market because I saw the price was chilling right around here. If it was already up here, no, I'm not going to hit that buy. But um, let's see. I got in. Let's see. Where is it at? Market order is $7.12. So literally right here. I mean, this is before the move happened. And it was only 2,000 shares. I sold half at 156 for the break of 50. And the other half was just going to hold and see what happened. And golly, did I almost top tick this thing. I sold the other half at 775. So I made 44 cents on 1,000 shares and 63 cents on the other 1,000 shares. That's basically $1,000 plus on one trade off of one news play. And that right there, my friends, is why you need to have a news source. You have to have one. You just have to have one. Everyone that subscribes to Benzinga heard that over the squawk. Everyone. It's and they could have made money if all these people that bought right here, 78,000 shares, they all heard the news from some news source. My red day, I was down again. I was down $445 or $425 at this point. After this trade, I was up $660. Now, we'll get to why we got down, but again, $1,000 swing. And if I would have taken more shares, uh, absolutely. And I probably would have taken more shares if I had a cushion on the day, but I didn't. So it's kind of playing it safe. So anyway, there you go. That's why you need a news source. AAPL. AAPL. This was guess what? Large cap loss. Yep, large cap loss. News comes out that I think some, um, I don't know who oversees, patents with phones, blah, 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 but it sounded like Apple was going to be looked into because some of their phones look like Nokia phones, blah, blah, blah. Um, it's bad news for Apple. So I came over here immediately when I heard it, and I shorted at 1992. It dropped, but it's Apple. It's a large cap stock, 5 billion shares. So it just didn't go fast enough for me, and I covered for a 2 cent loss on 500 shares, $20 loss, no big deal. So ETRM, we had this nice spike on the 5 minute and kind of consolidating right around here. So I was really hoping for a turn back up now that it was hitting everybody's scanners after, people saw, hey, ETRM made a run today. I was really thinking that would bring in some buyers and get this thing going again, but it didn't. So I tried twice for the break of 50, and it just didn't go. Um, I got in at 743, and I ended up getting out at 7:43, and then I got in again at 7:46, thinking, okay, we're gonna get that move finally, and it just didn't happen. It would sell off. So you kind of see it here. Pop up, didn't happen. Sold off a little bit, consolidate. That's where I thought it was gonna happen. So I bought back in, didn't happen, and as it was coming back down, people started hitting the bid, and I sold through that for a 4 cent loss there. Um, so I gave back probably $100 after commissions on that trade, which kind of leaves me where I am now, $484, which is nice because I was down 425, hour and a half ago. So that will probably be it for me today. But again, just shows you the power of news sources. You have to have one. You absolutely have to have one if you're going to be a day trader. News moves stocks. They absolutely do. A link down in the description below will take you to the Benzinga subscription page. Try it out for a month. Just try it out for a month. You will fall in love with it, and then you will get a year subscription like I have. Use the coupon code StockJock at checkout, though. You'll save yourself 30%. As always, you can find me on StockTwits at StockJockAT. You can also find me on Google Hangouts. I'm on there a lot of times during trading hours just to answer some questions that beginning traders or any trader has. I'm here to help. I want to help people make money. There's so many people that lose money day trading because they don't know what they're doing, and rightfully so. There's not like a college class you can go take for day trading. It's basically trial and error until you get it right. But I want to be a person that can help you be successful, and it just makes me feel good. If you're interested in the chat room that I subscribe to, that is also linked down in the description below, and you can subscribe to that. All right, I'll see you in the next video.